Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on my wet, rainy walk home. Today I want to talk about communities. Communities need to be cultivated, much like your closet of clothes or your favorite foods or your favorite music. You have to try them on for size, you have to taste them out, you have to listen to them and see if they're the right fit for you. And what we've gotten away from is this idea that communities can be built from places of differences. We often find ourselves in communities that echo similarities more than differences, and that's because our ego is asking for reinforcement. But I want to challenge you to consider having a community of people around you that, yes, have similarities, but also have differences. Differences of opinions, differences of location, differences of opinion, differences of core values, because it will challenge your way of thinking. It will stretch you in ways that make you uncomfortable, and the intention is then to energetically build up yourself in a new way. And why this is important is because if you go back into our lineage, how stories were told and communities built, and knowing who to go to for what, because you knew that that person was the baker, that person was the metalsmith, or that woman is the medicine woman, and that man is the tribal leader. Everyone had a role to play. It wasn't because everybody was the same, it was because everybody was different and they had different skills to offer. And so I often get asked, how did you find your community? How do you build your community? I've done this over and over and over again, and what I can tell you is you just have to try. You have to put yourself out there. You have to offer up your gift. You have to offer up what you know, even if it's challenging you and even if it's stretching you, and allow others to do the same for you. Let those communities show you what they're for. Don't try to dictate what their purpose is. And by doing that, you're allowing the community to take shape, not in structure, but in outcomes. The reason this is coming up for me is because in communities, you have conversations. And the last 3 days, I've been having conversations with people who have said, that conversation you had with me a week ago or 3 weeks ago was so powerful for me. I can't believe it, and I just feel so connected. And the reason is because in those conversations, what's going to happen is there's going to be an ebb and flow of healer and receiver, while simultaneously the healer is receiving. So just try to remember that. It's not just all giving, it's give and receive. But one person comes to the conversation with something to say, and as they're saying it, the other person is receiving it, which means that person needs that kind of healing in their relationships, in their home life, in their work situation, whatever they're doing to come to you with, to heal from. And you receive healing. But what you don't realize is that the healer is also receiving healing, because somewhere on a subconscious level, or maybe you're in a group setting and multiple people are listening in, on a subconscious level, they're also healing. A part of them they didn't know needed to be healed. Sometimes the healing takes place a few days later. This recognition, look at these beautiful birds. It's confirmation right there, a community. Hear them talking to each other? I love that. I love when the universe sends me signs like that. There's a community right there. Sometimes there's a leader and sometimes there's a follower. And it's not about importance and it's not about value. It has everything to do with the ebb and flow of who is leading and who is following, who needs the healing and who needs the receiving. And through that process, in those storytellings, in those pieces of advice, we are collectively coming together to feel different. And so then we walk away going, man, I feel so much better talking to that person. I feel so much better having that experience. I can't believe the things that came out of that conversation. The reason that's happening is because there is this beautiful inter-exchange of energy of healer and receiver, and total healing for everyone involved in that conversation. So whether it's you and a best friend, or you and a group of friends, or you on Zoom with other people, or you going to a meeting space with others, the reason that you hold that so special is not just because those people are special, but it's also because healing is taking place in those energetic spaces. And so how do you find these communities? Let's go back to my earlier point. You have to try them on for size, but you have to try. You have to speak up. You have to use your voice. Hey, I really want to talk about this. You want to talk about that with me? Or finding a place in your community where you can go and discuss those ideas. But it takes you taking action in order to reach the outcome you're looking for, to find that community. And you're gonna know, like right away, if that community is for you or not. You will feel it in your body. And when you walk away, if you walk away going, ugh, that was such a waste of time. Everybody just complained and didn't feel good and it just felt like blah. That's not for you. And you can say thank you for that experience. Thank you for showing me you're not my community. I appreciate that experience because I learned what I don't want in my community. And then you go to the next community and you try that on for size. And I think you'll find it won't take you very long, because just you being open like that, it will send out the signal out into the universe, out to God, that I'm ready. Show me who's here for me. And I'm ready for this. It's an act of like, I'm ready when you're ready to take that action. And then it will reveal itself to you. Don't let the fear of, oh, I don't like going out. I don't like talking to people. I don't like putting myself out there. That's a fear. That's a fear holding you back. That's you in your own way. So if you want those communities, you're going to find that that community shows up pretty quickly because you opened yourself up. You told God and the universe you were ready. So God's like, okay, here we go. Here's these people for you. And it's going to feel so good. But you got to give it a chance. You got to let that community show up for you. Okay? And you have to allow the community to provide the healing you might not even know you needed. And when you walk away feeling more whole and more complete and energized and motivated and excited to talk about it again and excited to take a step, maybe it inspires you to go knit or paint a painting or book a trip or talk to that guy you've been wanting to talk to. If you walk away from that community experience, 1-to-1 is still a community. 2 or more gathered. I believe it says in the Bible, 2 or more gathered, the energy flows. So when you open up to that community, the healing starts. And that healing is the most important part. So communities are so much more than just having a place to leave your woes behind. It's a place to offer and be healer or receiver. And when you find your community, you're gonna know. And trust me when I tell you, I'm a part of a couple of really amazing communities, and my life is better for it. So I hope that you can find your own communities in your own way and allow yourself the healing that you so deeply deserve, because you do deserve healing. You deserve healing. You're worth it. And if it's not therapy, if it's not plant medicine, if it's not organized religion, know that healing and community can take place pretty much anywhere. God didn't ask for the house of God. God wasn't standing in a church asking people to come to him and listen to him. He went out to find communities, and communities gathered, and communities found healing. So I hope you take this with you today. And whether you believe in God or not, it's not the point. The point is that the way we are all going to move forward in this next decade of upheaval and change is together. So this is how we're going to do it. I hope this is helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.